Do you like emblems the size of your head? Bam. You buy yourself a Mercedes-Benz. Hey. Today I rented a 2019 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. GLC stands for glaucoma, apparently, but in this case, the G stands for Geländenwagen, which is German for off-roader. The L stands for leicht, which means light or lightweight. And the C stands for the class. So this would be the C-class version of the GL lineup. Being a rental, this is the baseline trim, just with 4MATIC, but it is still well equipped for $42,700. Still well above my budget. This GL line replaces the old GLK series, which, based on how that model looked, this is a much needed improvement. I still don't think it's all that great looking. I've respected Mercedes-Benz throughout the years, but it seems recently, unless it's sporting an AMG badge, it's kind of hard to get on board with some of their design choices. Most of that design falls off on the interior, which we'll sport around the inside in just a second. Recent Mercedes designs tend to have this similar mouse look from the front end. And this look is present on all classes from $30,000 models all the way up to $100,000 models. While I don't think it's that bad of a design choice, at least as long as you don't get the lit up Mercedes emblem on the front, it's the tail end on their newer models that have this almost melting look to them. It's as if someone left the designs out in the sun, the ink melted, and someone said, yes, that's it, build it. The interior looks much better in this video than it does in person. Their circular vents, which I find unattractive, are present in all of their models, with the protruding screen only in their cheaper classes. Granted, liking or disliking this is based on personal taste, but my personal taste says no to almost all of this. The plastic reflective mahogany is a swing and a miss at an attempt for a luxurious look, so I cannot recommend this specific trim as an interior option, but at least the symmetry is there. Now let's get to the drive, since that's what saves this car from being a complete disaster. So the 0 to 60 on this thing is what, 6.3 seconds or so? Pretty impressive for a 4,000-pound car. This has a inline 4-cylinder turbo producing 241 and 273 pound-feet of torque, which means when I put my foot down in sport mode, a little slow to take off, but it does run through it pretty well, handle those bumps like a damn champ, right? And then the handling, it's not tossing around too much now, right? That handling is pretty solid. Brake test. Oh, whew. Now, being a rental, no one ever cared about what they did to this car. So there's stains on this dashboard for a car with 3,500 miles, or just over 3,000 miles. I don't even know how you'd do this. You'd have to eat a remarkable amount of KFC and then touch all these buttons to get them to this level over years, I would think, and not just a few months. So this is kind of repulsive how this looks already. And I'm not sure if that's something to blame Mercedes about and the materials they used, or if it's just dirty people. This center knob, it is literally one of the worst I've used. The Alfa Romeo kind of took the cake there, but this is the icing on top with this one. I find that this is confusing, this is silly, this whole layout. And then, you know, something like for the transmission, the manual mode is over here. I wouldn't really directly think that that was the manual mode. I wouldn't go, oh, that's where I enable my manual shifting mode. I know there's some line in which the manufacturers have to follow to say how they can put a screen in a car for the most part, but I don't think it says it has to be this hideous. I'd rather have 5 buttons there that control the radio than this 1-inch bezel that is just, to me, just destroys the whole view of this car. I'm shocked that this got past R&D under Mercedes-Benz. They should really revisit this. At least make it a screen that is edgeless. You can get like a 22-inch Dell monitor for like $129 and it's pretty much edgeless. I can't see why your 6-inch screen has to be hideous. It doesn't make any sense to me. But the audio is actually not very good. The 2019 Jeep Cherokee I reviewed real quick, that car had a much better stereo system. And I'm sorry, when Jeep is doing something better than Mercedes-Benz, you gotta revisit what you're doing and do it better. There's no reason why you can't put an Infinity Kappa system here or a nice Bose system and just make sure that any Mercedes you get into, you're gonna have one hell of an audio system, especially in a quiet car where you can really feel the bass, hear the highs, get the mids. That is just such an opportunity that they slid right past. Your heads-up display, I don't love the look of it. Going through the menu system is a little eh. And then in the menu system, there's this option called Assistance Graphic. All it does is show you the nose of your car between 2 lines, nothing ever occurs there. I kept it on this screen for 20 minutes and nothing ever happened. And then if you go down, it tells you where your attention level is. And I thought it was using some kind of sensors to detect how I'm driving on the road. It's a gimmick. It is pointless, it is stupid, it is a waste of software in the system. These are really interesting design options they chose to go with your mirror options all cluttered on the door, and then the door lock hidden like inside the door handle. The seat though is not as comfortable as I would have anticipated. I did play with the, 16-way adjustable. I mean, there's a lot of adjustments to this thing. And I sat in this car for 5 hours yesterday, going back and forth from Albany, from Westchester. And it was not the most comfortable experience after a few hours. I found myself doing one of these, doing one of those. You know, you keep readjusting your body, trying to find a comfortable spot. So that was a slight letdown as far as that was concerned, but not uncomfortable. For your daily driver, I doubt you're doing 5-hour drives every day. It's a perfectly acceptable, comfortable ride. The interior, just something about this interior just kind of says tacky to me, and it's very consistent along their product line with their ugly torpedo-shaped vents. I don't know what somebody was thinking when they put those together. I'm kind of comparing this in my head to like the Stelvio and similarly priced BMWs. I think that would be maybe the X3. I gotta jump around this entire panel to set air conditioning. What I like to do in my cars is hunt and peck while I'm driving and going, if I wanted to put AC on, there it is. What happened to the one dial with all the buttons included in, like AC's in the middle, then turn it up. That's it. So some really stupid things about the car, whether you're coming or going, this thing tells you, don't forget your key. And I don't know why that drives me up a wall. Don't forget your key. I guess they assume that you're getting the model that has the push button stop start. In this case, I don't. I have a physical key I have to put in and turn, which I'm okay with. I honestly don't even like push button starts. But two things about that. I'm going to remember the key because I have to take it out of the ignition. Stop telling me to take the key. Fine. But even when I get out of the car, okay, fine. When I'm getting into the car, it says, don't forget your key. And it drives me up a wall. It drives me up a wall. I don't know why that annoys me so much. To top it off, I got in at night, and the key where you're supposed to put the key in is not lit up. And I literally was fumbling and stumbling to find the keyhole. And I'm okay with that in a Toyota Corolla. I'm okay with that in a Hyundai. I'm not okay with that in a Mercedes. You should have a lit up key ring where the key is supposed to go, like my 1990 Acura Legend has. It's just, you know, stupid things like I put the blinker on, I put cruise control on because the stupid cruise control stick is right here. And not only do I put cruise control on, I go to say, why did my blinker go on? I hit it again and then I accelerate. And you can't really see the labels on it because the steering wheel covers it. You just learn over time that this is cancel, that's resume. It's shoddy and it's improperly laid out. Then with the windshield wipers on the stalk for the blinker, I hit the blinker, I hit the windshield, like every single time almost. It is super annoying. In my Subaru, the windshield wiper is here. I was driving, I wasn't thinking, and I go to put the windshield wipers. It says, only shift to P when vehicle is stationary. I'm like, well, why would you tell me that? Oh crap, I tried to throw it into park at 40 miles an hour. And as I drive this, I can forgive it because the drive is so nice. I just love the handling of a large vehicle like this. To me, that is just, it's comical that I can kind of toss this thing around corners and I can kind of have my way with this. It knows how to barrel through this 9-gear transmission. With a small 4-cylinder like this, I would not have expected this kind of responsiveness from the engine. I wouldn't have expected performance like this, where I can kind of whip it around corners, a little bit understeer there, but it's predictable, and for the size, it's nice. I don't really feel a lot of turbo lag. It handles itself quite well. You can also turn onto a nice, rich area in Scarsdale, which is a very high-priced town, and you fit right in for 40 grand. That's not that bad. When I drive around this town in my 1990, I'm pretty sure they think I'm casing the joint. Let's see how this thing handles a U-turn, actually. It's the steering radius on this thing. Well, that's actually pretty impressive. Look at that. I thought that brake reminder was a pretty stupid thing when you near a car too closely. And I said to myself, who needs that? And then I almost rear-ended a car. I need it. It was on a merge thing where, you know, you're looking hard left to make sure that you have clearance. And I thought the guy went, and I started inching him. It was dee-dee-dee. And I stopped, and I was like, okay, that's not exactly a bad option for a car to have. One thing I find really funny about this car is when I shut it off, just when I'm doing certain things on it, it just, like, it makes a lot of noises. you just always hear a fan in the background. You hear some kind of motor doing something. It's just, and I'm always hearing something, which I'm sitting in the car. I'm not doing anything. The car is totally off. And I'm just like, what is happening? Is there something on? If at the end of the day, ride quality is your most important thing, and space, because this is a spacious car. The back seats are really nice. The interior is typical Mercedes. It's good leather. It's spacious. I'm comfortable in the car as I'm driving. It's just long drives where the seat tends to get a little bit annoying. Besides all that, it is a nice car if you're driving it. It's just when you're playing with its controls, do you say, what did you do? So if you buy this car, gut this. Just get this all out. Just rip it out. Rip all of it out. Change your vents, change everything. And then put something, just keep it blank. And then just drive the damn thing. Because everything else is just kind of pointless. Obviously, all of my gripes with the appearance of this GLC are solely my opinion and are based on what I'd like to see in a car. A lot of people might really love the way everything clashes together and might find other brands tacky in comparison. If that's the case, then this Mercedes is for you. What makes or breaks a car overall would be the drive, and this does that properly, so I can't hate on it all that much in the end. If you like what you saw here, like and subscribe. If you disagree or dislike this video, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to feedback. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. I feel like I want to jump this. It is a rental, but let's not get airborne yet.